we're gonna make this one quick. We're really looking at this top screw here, or bolt, whatever you want to say. And then, whoops, this one here, of course. And there might be something going on back here, whoops, which we'll figure out. But after those bolts get loose, we're looking at this connector and this connector, and I think that's about it. Of course, we're gonna get the new part out here, and that'll be self-evident, so let's take a look. All right, guys, let's get this bad boy opened up. And as I can see, and you can see, there's a bottom bolt, a top bolt, and just two connectors. So when I get the old one off, what I'm gonna look for is really not on this side, because I'm gonna have a new one, but on the opposite end. I'm gonna look at these connections on the vehicle side. Do I have any burn marks? You know, because the way it looks, and I'll show you, with if you can see the zip ties on there, you know, for some reason the wires are all kind of like zipped together. I don't know what happened here, but you know, all the wires look very strained, so I wouldn't be surprised if I have some sort of a breakage or issue right along here. That's what you got to be ready for, especially if you're just throwing parts at something to try and fix it, you know. Don't be surprised if it's something else. So we're gonna get these things apart. We're gonna grab a T, whatever that bad boy is. I'm not in the game enough to guess. 20 something maybe, I don't know. Over and out. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I was exactly right. It is the T20. Right. That's not me bragging. That's just, this used to be my full-time job. And the better you were with your tools, you know, less time you would waste on tools, the more you can be working and fixing on stuff. It was a grind. You know. All right, so now we're gonna peel this away. We're going to some good connections that are gonna require a tool to disembark. The back side here. Is that a double? These might be a double switch. Yeah, this one is. Alright. So on this bottom connector, there is a basically a tab that forces you to get something in there, like a flathead screwdriver, to help you out. Obviously, this connector is cracking. Ooh, this thing feels, it's not like coming apart. I don't know if you guys are seeing this. I wish I could get you a bird's eye view. I'm just trying to get this thing apart. Like the wiring harness is breaking. Good Lord. Top one at least. Meshes aren't that bad looking. Oh, the one that pops out. Look at that. Look at this. In this main connector, there's a one that's popping out, and I'm gonna look that up, and I'm gonna guarantee that's probably gonna be related to this washer circuit. We'll see. I'll put you down here. We're still gonna replace the unit. Yeah, that is, oof. I shouldn't have pulled it out, but that's guaranteed that's something going on with something. That's what you're gonna look for. Don't just replace parts. You know, diagnose, like look at jeepers, that thing came out really easy and it's going in really difficult, so. Yeah, that's I'd want to see as the steering column twists and tweaks if that was pulling in and out, and that may or may not be an issue. All right. So this one looks good. It's the old. Probably gonna decommission my wife's vehicle tonight. Yeah, I gotta look at this. I gotta figure out the diagram because that right there, whew. So what I'm looking at, guys, I haven't figured this out yet. There's 2 connectors going into the multifunction switch. The backside one, you know, which is like this basically. This basically white with red, looks like a peppermint. Time for Christmas. Just like my white thumb with blood on it. Could just kind of pull right out, and that is something that could cause obviously electrical issues. So I'm going to look up on my database, my resources on what this circuit is. So that's going to be the next step, and we're going to hold off on that probably tonight. We're going to go ahead and install this new multifunction switch anyways, but I'm wondering if that loose wire has to do with this washer thing, and I'm not gonna throw away the old one, which is down there in the floorboard. But I did that just so I can keep track of which one's which, because you know. Anyways, y'all, that's it for now, I think, because we're gonna test the anti-theft fix as we go, and then probably right now I'm gonna go inside and check out what circuit is going on here, and we'll figure that out. So appreciate y'all watching, and Last Winter Garage, over and out. All right, ladies and gents, we're back at it here for the multifunction switch install. While I was in here, I realized there were several of the wires that were loose. As you can see, I do believe there's a solid connection there, but as you can see, they're just ready to just fall right out, and that's due to the little plastic pieces inside some of them that have busted. But while I was getting the nylon ties off of there, zip ties if you will, this gave out. So this was also just kind of a weak area. See how kinked these wires are? And you always want to look for stuff like that when you're chasing down electrical, because even if the insulation is intact, you could have a broken wire, you know, internally. But I checked all the circuits, made sure that none of these actually are even having to do with the washer fluid. But because they're so bad, I was going to backfill these cavities with silicone, but it's just too bad. And then this broke, so I just got a new pigtail, which is pretty cheap. Got this one from O'Reilly's. As you can see, it's basically spitting image. So I'm gonna basically cut all these as long as I can, keep them long this way. Use the original connector with all the wires sticking out to help me map my way back. I'll probably cut this one about here, install my butt connectors, and then just go to town. So I'm not going to film any of this just because I don't have a good way to film this angle. Possibly I might do a time lapse of it with my camera on the seat here, or something like that. But still, it's just not the best filming. So, also, one of the things I've been diagnosing, or I was going to check, was sometimes my wife has trouble with when she presses the brake. This is my wife's vehicle. She would have trouble and it wouldn't let it out of park. And when I pulled this connector off, the power source for the switch was really loose. So basically this side is coming from the PCM or whatever. I'm sorry, just the power source. And then this green wire is going to the actuator. So it literally just lost its deal. Same thing, we've got a replacement for that right here. And there you have it. our brand new unit. So we're gonna get this going. We're gonna fix these two switches, get this brand new multifunction switch on, and then button this thing up so my wife can use it this week. Over and out. All right, ladies and gents, we have our harness finished. I was using my trusty encoder to figure out which wires to connect it. That's one of the easiest ways to do it. Just leave some on the old one and then match it up one by one. Obviously, if you need to, you've got your diagram and whatnot, which I think this one's. I'll do that one somewhere else. Here's a diagram of it. So yeah, if you need to figure it out. But yeah, we're good to go. What I'm gonna do, I'm not even gonna tape this because I did a really good job doing the butt connectors. And what I really want to do is plug it in and then mock the thing up, because there's gonna be a lot of uptick. I probably should have cut these wires more, probably about to there in fact, because you don't want it to bunch up and then cause some breakage later down here. And one thing we're going to do as well is we're going to hook up the steering column, which I might even set the column and just leave it, like as in set it to the appropriate height and then just take this rod out, because that's gonna cause, so every time this goes up and down, this is gonna be, it's already gonna be back here, so it's gonna go and it's already gonna be crushed down from the cover. So you gotta think about that. I probably will do that. I'll probably get it, set it and forget it, and then I'll just remove this so nobody can change it. And anyways, then we're gonna move on to this bad boy. This will take no time at all. Probably do a time lapse of that, or maybe we'll do a live video. But this dang thing has so much unnecessary crap on it due to like old school like auto starts, like that thing. I have no idea what that thing is. Pretty much zero idea. I think that's like the brain box for the auto start. This auto start does not like to start when it's cold. This switch, no idea. Zero idea what this does. I think it has something to do with the auto start, but yeah, and just, you know, the way they splice into stuff, and it's just, I want to take this auto start out and put a new one in. So anyways, guys, we're gonna get this thing wrapped up, get the switch on there, and then get this expedition back up on track. Then what we're gonna do next time is gonna replace this actuator, which I have on the bench over there. At the same time I have this panel off, I'm gonna diagnose why this doesn't work at all, which actually should work with the key off. So we got some sort of power issue, or we've got a switch issue. I'm thinking the switch is the culprit, and it could possibly be a ground issue. I don't think so though. So anyways, guys, over and out. Hope you're enjoying it. This is where all the magic happens, right here.